I have changed. I'm a changed man. I'm a man changed.
Is it true what they say?
I'm not the man I was.
No. No, you're not. You're not the same man as before.
That man. Man I was. Man I used to be. Can you tell me who he was?
I didn't know that other man. I didn't know him.
Nobody knew him. I don't know if he existed. If he was real. You ask me, is it true?
What they say. I asked if what they say is true.
What do they say? Tell me what they say.
That you killed someone.
They say that? They say I killed someone? I wonder who they think I killed.
Denver Red. It was Denver Red, and it was in Salinas.
I knew a man named Denver Red. I've been to Salinas. Been to Salinas more than once. People have said things about me for 100 years, you know that? Men change and become other than who they were. Some men die, they fall from trains, and people think they were pushed. The world continues to turn slowly and without fail. Denver Red was born Richard Crowley, and his father was a soldier who died in the penitentiary. Never saw son Richard but once before being sent away for the rape and robbery of someone in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I know the story of Denver Red, Richard Crowley. I know he was hardly ever in his life in Denver. It's called Denver Red all the same. You ask me, is it true? You want to know if I beat Red, killed him, pushing him from a train in Salinas?
I know you are a new man.
Ask me again.
Is it true you've killed before?
What do you believe? The answer can only be about what you believe. Because people will say anything. People say things because they are ignorant, know nothing. What people say isn't worth pissing on. What's important is what you think. The question here is, what do you believe? Deep in your heart. Way down beneath all the bullshit and the TV and the newspapers and the gossip is your heart, which is pure, which contains the truth. So you tell me what is in your heart.
Where's this train go to?
I used to go to Seattle.
And now? Doesn't go to Seattle anymore?
I'm not sure. I think it goes to Northern California. Could still go to Seattle, I'm not sure.
Was it different when it went to Seattle?
What the hell are you asking? It's a train. It used to go to Seattle. Now it may not go to Seattle. Or it could still go to Seattle. Or it could go to Spokane or Stockton. But it's always going to be a fucking train, is what I think.
Did you ever ride it all the way to Seattle?
I rode it once or twice to Seattle. I was a young man then.
They tell me the baby's gonna start kicking soon. I'll be able to feel it. Did you ever feel the baby kick? Shirley's baby? When she was pregnant?
I don't recall that.
I believe him, but I haven't felt anything yet. Do you remember when Henry was born?
I wasn't there when Henry was born. I wasn't there when Henry died.
Shirley told me it was a difficult birth. Shirley seems so old to have been your wife. Does that mean?
I don't care if it is mean. I've nothing to do with Shirley. And I don't talk to Shirley.
Does this train come?
Does being pregnant mean you're unable to shut up? Is that part of what happens? You just can't stop talking. I'll have to look that up, the talking problem with pregnant women.
I wanted to talk to you about the baby. It's your baby, too. TV reporter around. Then you talked. Then you patted me on the belly and said this is your new life.
Sometimes when I'll be walking, just be a city, walking down the street, I'll see a certain kind of woman, a mother and her children, or maybe it's only one, a mother and her child, but the child will be in a new, expensive stroller. Big, expensive stroller it'll be. And the woman will have stopped wearing makeup by now, and she'll be in comfortable clothes, expensive of course, but comfortable. And she'll be clean and fresh, and the child will be even cleaner and fresher. There are times that as this woman passes, I'll have to step off the sidewalk for this woman, because the stroller, it's big. It's bigger than it needs to be. It's big, and I'll have to step into the gutter usually. And as this passes, the little child will turn its little head and look at me. And then it will make the most hideous, monstrous face I know how to make, and my tongue will come out and flap at this child, and usually the child will start to cry. I think then how my flapping tongue will invade his or her dreams for years. For years, I hope. Long and ugly tongue that flaps like the wings of a vulture, stirs the air like birds of prey circling their dinner.
Leo? Be just like you. Have a baby that's a Leo. Do you think it'll be a boy? Can we talk about a name now?
What do you want to call it?
Terry Jr. If it's a boy, and if it's a girl, Rosa. After my Aunt Rosa.
I already have a son named Terry.
I know that, but you never seen him. You don't even know where he is. I still want to call him Terry. August isn't very long, so maybe we'll still be in Phoenix. I can't travel for the last few weeks, you know?
I know. I don't like Phoenix, though.
All right, but it's nice and hot in Phoenix, and I kind of like it when it's hot. Tell me more about the dog, Terry.
Weeks. It's a man with a name. And I keep hearing Weeks this and Weeks that, or this one here, this is out of a Weeks bitch, or Candy. 4-time winner. Beat a Rom Dog last time down in New Mexico, and that Rom Dog was game. And I heard different things, but that was a Southern Hill Combine dog. That match lasted 40 minutes. Lasted until that Rom Dog couldn't make it to the line. Both front legs damaged, and Little Bo picked him up. And Candy won that match, and that match made for a lot of people wanting a Weeks dog. I know he's heard of me. And his son, he said, sure, he's heard of you, the Dogmouth man. And he knows that I've been on TV, and even that I got a young bitch knocked up. And, asked about Denver Red. About the man going to jail in Mississippi.
Everyone likes to talk about the TV story.
Sure. Television story. Everyone wants to talk about a television story.
I didn't tell anyone we're going. I thought it was best not to.
Well, no. Either way, tell them, don't tell them, don't matter.
I'm glad you're taking me with you.
That child is yours. You'll take care of that child. Don't fucking expect anything from me where that child is concerned.
I can get welfare. I've been told all how to do that, and plus they give you food stamps, which I already get, but I guess now they'll give me more. What I want when the baby comes is for you to, just keep in touch. That way I'll know when the baby's old enough to travel, then I'll know where to come meet you.
Fine. All right. I can do that.
Is Becker gonna come meet us in Phoenix? I mean, I know he's not right now, but later. Is he gonna come hang with us in Phoenix?
Becker.
I mean, I know he can't come right away.
No, he can't.
But later. Is he gonna come meet us later?
Where do you think he's going first?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. You told Becker you knew.
I know what he's doing. I don't know where he's going.
Tell me what he's doing.
Then you want me to know?
Tell me what he's doing.
He's gonna go kill someone.
You think that something should be talked about? If someone were going someplace to kill someone, how would you feel about someone getting killed? That's not an everyday thing, is it? How would you feel about someone getting killed?
These are people I don't know. I don't feel anything. Tell me about Phoenix.
Phoenix is in Arizona, and Phoenix is hot.
Do blacks, have it better in Phoenix? Is that why you came here?
What makes you think I came here? Maybe I was born here.
Were you?
Niggas do okay in Phoenix, but it's hot in Phoenix.
Tell me more about Phoenix, though. What's it like in the city?
It's low, and everything looks like it's been bleached. You see, the sun has taken everything it can from everything that's there. I always have this sort of dream when I'm here. I'm waiting for someone to step over those mountains, a giant, and all we could see would be his boots almost, and he will step on Phoenix, and then there won't be a Phoenix.
The hell?
That's just how those mountains seem to me. But when you're right up next to them, you find that they're real mountains, and they're as big as they need to be. You understand?
What about the city? Are there lots of malls and shops? I know there's a football stadium.
Sun Devil Stadium. I worked selling ice cream at that stadium.
You sell a lot, huh? Because it's so hot, right?
I bet the people of Phoenix eat more ice cream than just about anywhere. I had a vending license and I had people working for me. And I'd work the entire season. I'd work concerts, revivals, all kinds of shit. I'd sold fucking ice cream at every motherfucking event. And now we wait for the Dogmouth.
No, he's here. I mean, somewhere.
I'd seen you both on TV. I know about Dogmouth. I saw that interview.
You like it?
I didn't think what was to like, I just watched it.
A lot of people watched it. They played it all over the country.
Television. Color television. I remember when television wasn't no color.
Uh-huh.
I'd heard about Dogmouth. At one time, his dogs were very well known. He had those 2 Roms. And that little boy, he was a great producer. I know my business. My business isn't ice cream.
I never saw any of his dogs,
You ever gone to a match, seen 2 dogs? Well, now I am the man with the dogs people talk about. My dog right now, Egypt, he's a 4-time winner, and nobody wants nothing to do with us. Egypt will tear your leg down to the water. Once we traveled to Arkansas, and even then we won, but I had my dog on an IV. I just wanted him to recover. It had been a long trip, and Mr. Phoenix, he stayed up all night with me, and that match lasted 90 minutes. The first half hour, Egypt just held on to the nose and used defense. He just wanted to keep that big dog of Mr. Ellsworth out a little. That dog was stronger than Egypt, and my dog knew that. Finally, he got the Ellsworth dog in a throat hold, and Mr. Ellsworth asked us to scratch, 'cause that dog looked dead. But when he scratched, he came out on fire, 'cause that was a dead game dog. But Egypt got him again in the same throat hold, and this time we said no scratch. Either you pick that dog up now, or Egypt will take his motherfucking life right there in the corner of the box. Well, Mr. Ellsworth picked him up, and you know, it took me 25 minutes to calm Egypt down. He was screaming. And that was the greatest fight I ever seen. So I have nothing to prove. And Dogmouth wanted to meet me, and I didn't ask why. But I seen him on TV.
Terry doesn't tell me about his business, so I don't know why either.
When's the baby due?
Next week. But you never know. That's what I've been told.
A little baby Dogmouth. Now isn't that a concept?
He's had other children, but this will be different.
Now when you get into Phoenix, I want you to be careful. They have some serious police in Phoenix. Just mean, stupid men. It's a little like the South, Phoenix is that way. I wonder why I don't leave. But probably it's a need to be feeling the boot heel of power stepping down on me. But since I've crawled out of that eternal dream, I've been feeling myself being stepped on. And so I've trained myself to enjoy it. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about, right?
No, I don't think so.
You know, in cafeterias, those heat lamps keep the food warm.
Yeah.
That's us, mankind. Just a giant lukewarm casserole waiting to be tossed into the trash. And now you're going to be having a baby. And he'll be waking from his dream soon. And he'll be mad, and he'll be wondering, how the fuck do I get back to the dream, to the night, and the warm stuff? But there is no way. No way this side of death.
That was before Vietnam.
I remember.
There was a lot more activity then, and almost no states had anti-dog fight laws.
In Texas? Shit. The governor, I think. He played. He had his dogs.
After Vietnam, the laws started, and even old-timers are getting busted. I got out of it then. I had other things going on in my life, and I got out.
Well, I know who you are. So I'm wondering, what you want to see me about?
You know who I am.
I know who you used to be, too. You used to have dogs. You ain't got dogs anymore, not now.
I only wanted to get a dog. You think maybe I have other business, and that's wrong. Just want to see your dogs. Indian Sonny said you were the man. And I want to get some dogs. Maybe start up a yard again.
All right. All my dogs are good right now. And I got enough wins. And a Ron bitch. And a 4-time winner. And isn't anything half-assed in my yard.
I guess you were wrong about the other.
Listen to me. When a man appears on TV, and a reporter is asking him questions about murders and a criminal organization he runs, well, I think someone would have to be very stupid not to want to know up front what the reason for the visit is.
My reason for the visit is dogs, and I love dogs. Bulldogs. Pit bull terriers, people call them now. And I love dogs, and that is why I'm here.
So what's going to become of the girl?
She'll have her baby.
That's what I thought. So you ain't going to buy a dog, are you? You also ain't going to get a house or some shit or become a father.
No. No, I'm not.
But you like dogs, didn't you? And you know dogs, I'll give you that. So what I want to know is, why are you here? I imagine it has to do with Mueller.
Mueller! Yeah, it has to do with him.
I expect Mueller would turn up. Found along the railroad track somewhere. Dead is my unemployment claim. Is that correct so far?
So far, you're correct.
Well, I don't want nothing to do with Mueller or his business.
You already have something to do with Mueller.
Yes, but not anymore. You can see that. And what I can see about you is you have medical problems of some sort. And here you are, with this girl following you, and knocked up, and telling you she loves you. And all the while you feeling worse and worse. But nobody's supposed to know that, because you the big dog, right? Dogmouth the enforcer. And a man is in prison in Mississippi for life because of you, on a killing you did. And he took the fall on that. And now journalists are following you and the girl around wanting interviews. Is this right so far?
I'm gonna just stop you when you make a mistake.
Okay. So I am a business associate of Mr. Mueller. I'm not a friend. And it's true we did some business. And Mr. Mueller is a man of German extraction, I think. And he does his business in the kind of way they do in Germany, or places like that, I guess. And he's not a man many people are gonna like. He's a bad-smelling man, and he's got bad breath, and he spits when he talks to you. And he drinks so that you could smell the odor of cheap wine or Thunderbird, I think. I know that one. And he's got bad teeth and black holes of decay, and he lied. And I never had wanted to do business with Mueller, but I have no choice. You see, I gotta look out for myself, and I've had a tough life. Now, I'm not complaining. There's many have seen worse lives, and in some ways I figure myself lucky. Lucky Weeks. I figure I should be called Lucky Weeks. There it is, the whole story. We did a little business, sold a few pills, sold a little smoke, just some little pissant shit. I was hardly a part of it. Truthfully, I was hardly a part of the damn business. And so now, I expect Mr. Mueller is dead, or soon will be dead, and you are here to see me about some dogs you don't really want.
One problem is hemorrhoids. I got hemorrhoids. One time after Vietnam, it was so bad they built me a new asshole. That's how bad it was at one time. I'm not sure what I thought would happen. My focus now is about 1 or 2 hours in front of me. That's it. That's the truth. The organization, well, they may paint the name of it all across train yards in the western states, but hell, it isn't much of an organization. When that reporter started writing about us, all kind of people started making claims of things we had done. And people I didn't even know started writing the name of the organization on boxcars, on trestles, on cement embankments, and there seemed like there were thousands of us, or hundreds anyway. There weren't that many, not nearly that many. And then other reporters took up the story, and they would say that men would call them up, and they'd say, "Oh, I know where killing had been. I know where the graves were." They'd tell them anything they thought sounded good, might make them a few extra bucks. And always they would mention Dogmouth. He's the killer. He's the leader. He's the enforcer. He's dangerous. You watch yourself.
Yeah? Well, I've heard of you, and I've seen you on TV.
Sure you have, and I haven't denied a thing, have I? As hell, some of it's true. But now, it's worse than hemorrhoids. I still have those, but I got cancer. I got cancer of the anus. I am being eaten alive, inside out, from the asshole up. Tried to get him to write me up for some painkillers, but you know how they are. They took one look at me and they said, "Well, that might not be in your best interest." I said, "Well, having cancer is not my best interest either."
Who told you you got cancer? A doctor tell you that? Was that a doctor you trust?
A doctor at the VA in Los Angeles, a doctor at the VA. The GI Bill and medical benefits is what I got out of killing people for the government.
That's the thing about these doctors. I expect that they don't understand that death is not an illness. You see, they figure down the road they'll have a cure for the damn thing. But I don't want that cure. I've lived long enough already. And sure, I'm scared as the next person on that. But I know it'll be a relief nonetheless.
I know I sure could have used some codeine or whatever. I sure could have used some of that.
So now I want to ask you, what is it you plan on doing? You want to kill me, same as Mueller?
Well, that's not something I can really talk about. I mean, anything that I would decide to do, I would lie about anyway, right?
Little Naya asked me why I came out here to Arizona. And I have no honest answer. All my life I've been pulled from here to there in one direction or the other without any answer as to why. There are not a lot of people out here. That's the best reason. Because one thing I am certain of is if there are a lot of people out here, then I would leave.
I want to think about the dogs for a night or so. You okay with that?
You got a lot to think about. So you take all the time you want. All the time you need.
I love you.
How do you feel?
Like a girl about to have a baby. Guess I'm gonna have the baby soon now. It's gonna happen, Terry.
Nothing to do with you. I don't have to talk to you at all if that's what you want.
This is your baby, and I love you. And even though you pretend you don't care, I know you do.
Then you're stupid. You shouldn't be breeding. I could do things that would make you stop loving me.
I don't want you to do that.
You tell me when the baby's ready and I'll get you to the hospital. I know where they'll take you. I talked to Weeks. Cut me to some people who know the scene here. How to get some welfare extras and some food stamps. You'll be fine.
No, I mean, I'm telling you about this now.
Okay.
But this wasn't good, you know, not good.
Well, wait. Is Mueller...
No, man, Mueller's not dead. Is Mueller dead? No, he's not dead.
Okay.
But you know, how this happened, it's not good. Not fucking good. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm there in Provo in Utah. You know, that's where the motherfucker lives now, in Mormon, Utah, hey? So now if I got to spend my life in prison, it's going to be with a bunch of lapsed Mormons, man. That's not right. That's fucked up.
Now slow down, all right? Now you tell me about it. Yeah. Slow down and tell me about it.
So I'm up there in Provo and I'm asking around, and everybody seems to know Mueller, man. They know his house, they know his old lady. Yeah, he's got an old lady. Nobody told me this. Ugly bitch, too. So I find his house and I go there and I'm waiting for him to show up, you know. So finally he shows up and he goes inside the house. So now I keep hanging around, and what I'm figuring is I'll follow him, you know, next time he leaves the house. But man, he doesn't fucking leave. It's like 11 o'clock now and some Provo cops stop me, you know, ask me, who am I? What am I doing there? I said, wait, look, I'm just a bum. I'm on my way out of town, you know. So they say, okay, you know, get out of town quickly, you know, all that good shit. So I split, but then I come back, man. And now I see the cocksucker. He's out walking his dog with his old lady. Tough to tell which one was the dog, man. So I follow him, you know. And finally they come up on this dark stretch of street, you know, it's got no houses on it. So I just ran up on the motherfucking man and I shanked him. Stuck him right there. He started screaming like some bitch and I stuck him again, man. Then I stick him one more time, you know.
Go on.
But then his old lady, she's been running down the street yelling for help, you know, But Mueller's on the ground, man. Blood all over the place. Blood all over. He had on this light brown jacket, man, you know, but now it was fucking red. It was red. It was wet. I looked down at him. I said, you're a punk, man. You deserve this shit. But now I heard people coming. Fucking bitch found people. You know, so I ran, man. I got to the tracks and I hopped on the back of something. I don't know, it was a commuter type. And I was on something for about a day, then I hopped off and I was in New Mexico, and then now I'm here.
But he's not dead?
I heard it on the radio, and then I read a newspaper in Zion. I was in a coffee shop, and they had an article about this attack, and it said that this man was attacked allegedly by this member of Vietnam veterans who ride
This sucker didn't die, and he accused us. Is that it?
I don't know. On the radio it said he was expected to make a full recovery. Fuck, man. I'm sorry, man, you know. Look, he's a tough old cocksucker. That's all I can say.
All you can say.
Man, I stuck him 3 times. You know, maybe 4, maybe 5, I don't know, but 3 I know for sure, you know? And every time, man, I felt the fucking blade go in there, you know? And I was gonna run the gears, man. Leave him dying there holding his fucking intestines, but, you know, it didn't happen that way.
Let me tell you something.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
You are gonna have to leave here, and you are gonna have to go far away. And let me tell you something else. You're gonna have to be smart and listen to me, or you will find yourself on death row. And man, they will shoot your ass in Utah.
All right. Man, fuck that cocksucker, I'm telling you.
He's gonna make a full recovery, and he's gonna tell the police everything he can. He's gonna help them any way he can. Tell them everything he knows about us. Everything he knows.
Yeah, but look, what is it, when you think about it, what does he fucking know? He don't know anything.
I want you to go to Mexico. I know exactly how to do this, exactly what to do, exactly, and you have to be smart and listen to me. You want to be on death row?
No, I don't want to be on death row.
Then you are going to have to do what I tell you to do. I have some friends in Mexico. They will help you.
Okay, but see, the thing is, man, I don't like Mexicans, man.
Mexico is all right. Mexico is fine.
Shit. You know, I hate Mexican food. See, right there, I don't want to have to go. Then, you know, I got to stay a long time and all, you know.
Enchiladas. Why, you gonna tell me enchiladas aren't good?
Well, you know, it's a matter of personal fucking taste. I don't happen to like enchiladas, tacos. I don't like fucking Mexicans, man.
Yeah? You like Utah penitentiary food? Huh? You like the food on death row? You like powdered eggs and chili mac? That's what you like? In the morning, you head down to El Paso. You cross over there, you'll be in Matamoros. I'll call Arturo. Artie, he's got dogs. I know him a long, long time. And he will meet you and he will drive you down into Mexico somewhere. His family works with the syndicate. He'll drive you down into central Mexico where the police work for the syndicate. And that's where you're gonna stay until I send word that you should leave.
Yeah, fuck. All right, yeah. But I don't like Mexico, I gotta tell you this. I don't like Mexico, though.
I reckon that's not really the issue, is it? I'm just trying to take care of something that you let get away from you. Now, I know that can happen, but there are reasons, if I wanted, to ask a couple questions. Don't you think so? Don't you think that?
No, if you got questions, then yeah, they should be answered.
I don't think you can answer them. It's those kind of questions.
Yeah, but you asked me to do this. You told me to go see Mueller.
That's right.
Come on, man, how long I known you? What? 8 years? 10 years? Ever since the joint, right?
10 years, I'd say.
You know, you told me to go.
I knew you would say this. I knew you'd say exactly this.
Hey, 10 motherfucking years, man.
You got a point here. You got a point to make.
How come that you sent me to see Mueller?
Because I was coming to see Weeks.
Yeah, but what's going on with that? I mean, it looks like all you're gonna do is buy a motherfucking dog.
Might buy a dog? Man has good dogs. What are you trying to say?
I mean, just... Look, you sent me to kill a motherfucker, okay? And then you came here to buy a dog, that's all right, you know? But now you're talking shit about it. You know, like, you know, I didn't do something, man. It just didn't work out. No, I don't know, man. It's not important, not to me. Not anymore.
There's a car nearby. When you're ready, you say it, and I'll go get it.
I can't tell. I'm not certain what's supposed to happen to let me know, and I guess I'll just know.
Yeah, I think you'll know.
I had a boyfriend once. He never let me out of his sight. If I was away, he'd call every 5 minutes until we were back together. He was never happy. It wouldn't matter what I did or how often I told him I loved him. I think even the idea of being okay with things, like trusting me and all, it made him shiver and get afraid.
Some people need to be busy doing something, even busy being jealous.
That's how he was. And he drove me insane until I left him. But I had to sneak out of town because just to tell him, he would have beat the shit out of me. And I didn't want to go. To leave that place. And I shouldn't have had to. That's my point.
You have to do a lot of things in this world that you don't want to. The world is real shitty that way.
I wonder what this is all about with you. Terry doesn't usually do anything with black people.
We're not really doing anything.
Terry usually doesn't do nothing with black people either. You follow me? He won't even do nothing if it involves a black guy.
We're just talking about dogs. Maybe that's different.
No. But something is different. I just can't see it. Are you worried? Like, don't you know who he is? Dogmouth?
I know.
Well, are you worried a little?
No, not worried.
No. Something is going on while we came here. If Terry wanted a dog, he would buy a dog from a white guy. Even if the black guy's dog was better.
You think that?
No, something. I'm a little nervous myself.
A woman gonna have a baby shouldn't be nervous. It's not good for the baby.
No, not that kind of nervous. I'm not nervous about myself. I am fine. I am, however, a little nervous about you. About you, the black guy. Get it?
You saying that the father of your baby, you think that he came here to hurt me? Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And does that make you feel all excited?
No. I'm not some sicko.
What about black men? Does being up close to a black man make you feel something?
Do you know what would happen if I told Terry you just said that?
I could give a fuck what you tell Terry. Shit. I'm not trying to fuck you. I don't even like white girls. I don't have that much interest in sex anymore anyway. And besides, I guess you couldn't understand that. A world without sexual charge anywhere. Shit.
You think you're trying some head game with the dumb little white chick.
I think nothing of the sort. I think you're just a young girl in love, going to have a baby, and wondering what that's gonna be like.
You have children?
Nope.
I don't know why we're here, and I don't even want to come here, and I'm going to ask you to do something.
Go ahead.
I want to ask you to leave. Go away for a few days, and then Terry will just take me and we'll go back to California and forget about whatever the hell it is we came here for.
Somebody came here for Dogmouth today. A friend of his. You know who that is? Shit.
Will you do that for me?
Just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. I'm fucking tired of talking to you. Sure, what am I talking to this bitch for?
Wake up, Terry.
What?
I might be about to have the baby.
You might be. Are you?
I don't know.
Well, then you're not.
One more thing.
Yeah?
I saw Becker. I saw him when I was in town. Around the truck stop there.
You saw him.
Yeah, and I had this bad feeling. All of a sudden. It's just like that. All of a sudden.
Don't worry about Becker. Becker will be leaving tomorrow. Should have left yesterday, but he'll be leaving tomorrow.
No. No, I don't think he will.
Go back to sleep.
I think at the moment I had that feeling come over me, I also, the bad feeling was part of how I could feel. He isn't going to do what you want him to do. He's going to try to do something to you.
Listen to me, Naya. I've known many Beckers, and I know what they're capable of, and what they aren't.
Christ.
Becker will be leaving tomorrow. We'll be leaving tomorrow, too. After Becker leaves.
Take a deep breath.
Hi. Okay. I dreamed last night. In the dream was Lee Marvin. When I was a little girl, my daddy would talk about movies with Lee Marvin, who he loved. Lee Marvin scared me.
If it's a boy, maybe you can name him Marvin.
Fuck Lee Marvin and fuck my dumbass dreams. Fuck my dad who loved Lee Marvin because he was a Marine.
Look, see, maybe we should get to the hospital now.
My dad, he loved war movies best. Best of all would have been a war movie with Lee Marvin. So he could talk to you about being in the army, being in the Marines, talk at you with a beer in his hand, and I always had to get him another cold one, honey. It's the only time he called me honey. And when I started to have friends, he'd buy us beer or wine, the kind of wine he thought was fancy, but it wasn't really, and even then I kind of knew that, but my friends, they didn't, so he felt like a big shot, and he talked to them about being in the army, and he never hit on them or anything, but he was an asshole, and he'd give them advice as if he could provide guidance like a priest. My dad, a priest. Everything was just like that. It was half-assed and full of shit. And then my mother, she'd just get backhanded for anything. Didn't matter. He'd start feel bad, start getting into depression, just smack her. And this is to get him feeling better.
Listen, it's a long way to the hospital, okay? Now, do you have everything you need? My memory isn't so good, so I need you to remember things, okay? It's just something that's happened to me. That I will forget things, same as an old man. Now, do you have everything you need? I'm gonna take you to the hospital and leave you there.
No!
Man, I know things you don't. Man, I wish I didn't, but then...
Then what?
But then by now I'd be a dead nigger.
Railroad cops. Those are railroad cops.
They won't be back till tomorrow, when it gets light. Then they'll be back.
You think they're looking for me? You think even the railroad is looking for me?
I think the whole world is looking for you, Becker.
That's how it feels, man. Like the whole world's out looking to find me.
The entire planet is looking for you. Pretty soon police from other planets will be looking for you.
That's how it feels. You can make fun of me, man, but that's how it fucking feels.
I'm not making fun of you. I know exactly how it feels. Every stranger looks like a cop. Every time you see someone on the phone, you think they're dropping a dime on you. You dream of being chased, just like dogs dream, except you dream of being chased. You didn't make a sound last night, though. Slept like a baby. Not even moving. Silent. When dogs dream, they bark or whimper. And you can see their little paws moving as they're chasing down that rabbit or whatever it is. I wonder how they know that's what dogs dream. I mean, they don't know. Maybe they dream of empires, sacred books. Or maybe they dream of little girl dogs, you know, like dancing poodles or something. I like to think they dream of unknown mathematical equations, science, architecture. All things which they forget when they wake up. I wonder, do we dream after death? I'd like to know what those dreams are like.
Hey! What the fuck?
If you can, Becker, you come back and tell me what you dreamed.
In this hospital, there's a day room where I spend most of my day. I've been kept for observation because they say I had some irregularities. I believe it's because the police asked the hospital to keep me here. There's a television, but they keep the sound turned down so as not to upset the girls who are watching it. I find the television very upsetting. And I never watch when the news comes on. Instead, I go do something else, like play with the baby. I named him after my father. I didn't name him after Terry. I guess it just works that way. No matter what. Love, hate, like, dislike. None of it matters. Some things just work the way they work. And there's nothing you can do to change it.